Okay, Mia, your turn. You have your bottom Invisalign. It's been in since the beginning. How do you feel like that's going for you?
It's fine because when I switched to the next one, it's just a little tight. At first, I didn't take it out to eat, and then it would get all like yellowish. I had my Invisalign case in my backpack because I had forgot to put it back in after snack. And when I looked in my backpack, I couldn't find the case, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Hello, friends, and say hi, girls. Hey, it's Hallie and
Mia
here. And this is episode 344 of the Untethered podcast. And we are coming to you with an update on the girls' expanders. They came out, an update on my MARPE. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Untethered podcast. I am your host, Hallie Bulkin. I'm a certified myofunctional therapist, feeding specialist, podcaster, business owner, and mentor. This podcast is all about getting your questions answered and collaborating with colleagues to bring you the most up-to-date information in the orofacial myofunctional therapy, airway, tethered oral tissue, and pediatric feeding therapy space. If you're new here, I challenge you to keep an open mind and join my mission to spread this message far and wide. If you've been around since June 2019, thanks for being a loyal listener. As we jump into today's episode, remember to listen with correct oral rest posture. Tongue up, lips closed, teeth apart, breathe through your nose. Let's get started. Okay, so both girls just had their fixed expanders out, and that was really exciting, right, with Dr. Kowal. Now you guys you've been doing Invisalign on the bottom, you had a fixed expander on top, and now you're waiting to get your fixed expanders for the top, which will be in next week. So actually 7 days, I think, until they're in, because we're going next Wednesday. So you guys both have your bottom aligners. We're getting the top, all exciting things. Now we thought it would be really fun to share what this process has kind of looked like from expanders to clear aligners. And then, like I said, I'll give an update on my MARPE journey. So let's jump in. Mia, I'm looking at you, Lily, and calling you Mia. Lily, tell everybody, just remind them, how old are you?
I'm 10 years.
You're 10. And Mia, how about you?
7.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you, Lily, first. What did it feel like when you first got your expander put in? Do you remember?
It felt like sore and like tight because they basically imagine what it would be like. Just it's really like skinny, like the part that fits between your teeth, but it feels like a lot, even though it's like
a thin piece of metal.
It just and once you get it out, it feels like it feels really weird because you're not used to it, and
what part felt weird when you got it out?
When you touch the top of your palate, it tickled, and it was it was only for a few, not a few minutes.
A few days, actually.
Yeah, a few days.
You guys were complaining that it felt very because it was more sensitive for your tongue to touch the roof of your mouth because it really hadn't been up there, right?
There was also some cuts, so it stung when we ate certain foods. Mm-hmm. We had brisket left over from, what was it?
Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah or something.
We had brisket left over from Rosh Hashanah, and it stung. Also things with acid, strawberries and oranges.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah, because we had it was
that made us. Yeah, because your palate just gets a little bit scraped maybe as it's coming out, but it's also in certain places was used to having the expander sit up against the palate. And so I think in those areas where the expander came out, it wasn't that it was cut, it was just that the skin was really sensitive because it hadn't had anything but that expander touch it for 6 months, right? Yeah. So Mia, how about you? Do you remember what it felt like when you first got your expander put in?
It hurt, and it felt like
it hurt, it was really painful, or it was sore, or what? What does that mean?
It felt like there was something in my mouth that I couldn't take out. So it felt like there was no room in my mouth.
And then how about when you got it taken out?
It felt so nice, and felt like someone took the top of my mouth out.
Okay, so Lily, was it really weird to talk when you first got it, and then think about when you got it out? Did that make it easier? Was it harder to talk again? What do you think?
Well, at first, I don't really remember, but I think it was a little bit difficult to talk. But when I talked, I got used to it so quickly. Only the other people around me noticed the difference in how I talk, just how yours is.
How mine is, yeah. What about when you got it taken out?
I actually noticed the difference when it got taken out.
Meaning it was harder to talk, easier?
Easier.
Easier, okay. Mia, how about you?
didn't really make a difference about like some different like things I was able to
like certain words were still easy to say. Were there any words or sounds that you feel like were harder to say, even if you can't remember what they were?
Like it felt like I could say things that I couldn't say.
Oh, when it came out?
Yeah.
Got it. So it was harder to say it when the appliance was in. I agree with that. You know why? Because there's not as much room for your tongue. So I find my tongue like hitting against my appliance trying to say something, and sometimes it stops it, and then it sounds like a little funny to me. What's up, Will?
I also want to like say how I want to say.
Maybe it'll come back to you.
Yeah.
All right. Did anything do any funny stories? What?
How like you like can't like suction your tongue.
Right, because it's blocking your tongue from suctioning to your palate when you have it in there, right?
Or doing, what are these called? Like
the tongue clicks?
Yeah, you couldn't do tongue clicks or suctioning.
But now you can. So here's the crazy part. Okay, so part of my update, which I'll share now, is I got the arms taken off. So the part that was actually physically touching my teeth was cut off, and like the metal going around my teeth was taken out. And there's only the MARPE is only now in the center of my palate holding the expansion while the cell regrowth happens down the center of my palate. So it felt really weird when that first happened because, again, there was some sensitivity. But after that went away, what I noticed was I can now suction my tongue to my palate because there's nothing blocking, and I can click. There's nothing blocking my tongue from like doing that. It's harder. It's not as easy as if the appliance wasn't up there, but I'm able to do it because there's no longer anything like there's space between the appliance and my teeth around the edge of my palate, which is pretty cool. Okay. Let me think about what else I can ask you guys. So what is your most favorite part of not having the appliance anymore?
We don't have to like pick food out. Especially like sometimes like when stuff like bacon, like sometimes it hurts when it gets stuck. Oh yeah, sometimes things hurt.
Mia, do you have a favorite thing? Like number one, what's your favorite thing? Hold on.
Eating gummies and popcorn.
I was waiting for that answer, especially because a Swedish gummy store two candy stores opened up in Boca recently. One of them is Go Yummy, which is like a Swedish candy store. And so you guys were able to go and get candy and eat it because you didn't have your fixed appliance anymore.
Sugar high.
Oh, sugar high, yeah. Was there something else you wanted to say about the best thing about not having it anymore?
It feels like my tongue has so much more room to like move around.
Do you miss it?
Not at all. I mean, sometimes I like stuck my tongue into like the side parts, and like it was kind of like a habit of doing it, because like I like.
So you have nothing to play with out there anymore. Yeah. So it became like a little fidget toy.
Yeah.
That is funny. So for anyone listening who's not familiar, expanders help create more room in the upper jaw. It's not just to like move your teeth, but to actually create room for your teeth, but also for the tongue and to open your airway. And so they can make a big difference in how you breathe, how you sleep, your facial development, especially when you start them young in kids. You're not a lost cause if you're an adult like me, but all right. So Lily, I have a question. You've had your Invisalign. What?
Expansion. Like I had like, I don't want to say stuffy because my nose wasn't stuffy, but I had like, it also wasn't runny. Like I had like, just like.
Congestion?
It was. No, but I wasn't congested. Like, I feel like after getting the appliance out, like, when I got, like, a cold, like, I wasn't congested. Like the snot, I wasn't, like, congested. I was, like, it felt like, it wasn't, like, hard to blow my nose. Like, when I blew my nose, something always came out, and it wasn't like that before I had expansion, because my nose was always stuffed up when I got, like, colds.
So it's making things flow through your airway more. Okay, hold on. My turn. So I want to ask about Invisalign a little bit, and this is going to be a super short episode, so I'm only going to ask you one answer each, no long stories, okay? We're going to do like rapid fire. Do you know what that means? Like I ask a question, you answer quick, move to the next one. Okay, so for Lily, you've had your Invisalign for a little while now. How does it feel compared to your expander? I know you have only had the bottom one, but you don't have the top one yet.
Like, I like it better because I'm able to like take it out. And I've also learned how to take it out with my tongue. So tongue is pretty strong because I used to do Maya.
Okay, so was it tricky to learn how to put it in and take it out? Or was it pretty easy?
Invisalign?
Yeah.
No, you just pop it on and pop it.
All right, do you notice any pressure or tightness when you switch to a new set? Like every week you switch to a new one?
It actually depends. Because like like how much I was wearing my Invisalign before, which I'm pretty good about. But sometimes I like miss a day, which is very rare. Like if we're really
Sometimes you don't miss a whole day. Sometimes you'll take it out and like leave it on the counter, and then like at dinner I'm like, Lily, you don't have your appliance in, and then you put it back in, right? Oh, sorry, your Invisalign. Okay, and how is talking and eating with the Invisalign specifically?
Oh, I don't really. I take it out when I.
And technically, Dr. Koval said you can eat with them in. Yeah. So like kids who are in school, parents are worried, like you can actually leave the Invisalign expanders in your mouth. And they are expansion appliances that they're using. It's not just like for straight teeth. It's actually to, basically put the teeth where we want them. But you can technically eat with them in, but both of you take it out at school, right? Yeah. Okay, Mia, your turn. You have your bottom Invisalign. It's been in since the beginning. How do you feel like that's going for you? Does that bother you? Do you like it? Is it like, what are your thoughts?
It's fine because when I switch to the next one, it's just a little tight because it's just like a little, I think like.
It's because it's shifting it a little bit more, right? Like little by little, it keeps shifting things every week.
Yeah. And at first I didn't take it out to eat, and then it would get all like yellow and gross.
Especially when you ate curry with it in, and then it dyed it yellow that one time. Remember that? That was so fun. Okay, Mia, are you excited to get your top aligner next week? You are. Okay, do you think that the Invisalign is easier or harder than the expander, or like kind of the same?
Easier because I can take it out and it, like if stuff gets like stuck in it, I just take it out and like use my finger like
you can clean it out, right? Yeah. What's the funniest thing about wearing them? Do you have any funny stories or not really?
Once, like when I was to say something, I forgot my Invisalign was like. Because I was playing around with it in my mouth. And I was lost.
You had it upside down? Wow. That is very impressive that you can just use your mouth to flip it over and turn it all the way around and put it back on. Lily is now showing us how she does that as well. All right, Lily, you have a funny story to share real quick? All right, go for it.
So once I was in school and I had my Invisalign case in my backpack because I had forgot to put it back in after snack. And when I looked in my backpack, I couldn't find the case. And I was like, oh my God. I had one of my friends take me to go look for it. And we like retraced our steps all the way back to my classroom. And then we were like, when I came back, I was like, I couldn't find it. And then I double checked my backpack. And I guess I just didn't look hard enough because it was right there with my Invisalign in the case.
I'm so glad you found it because we definitely lost a couple, or like not like lost, like we knew where it was. Like we left it next door at the neighbor's house because they had a snack and they left it on the plate, and they have a tendency here to leave it on their plate. Or like last night, Mia put hers in her salad. When she was done eating, it was still sitting in her salad on the kitchen table. And I was like, girlfriend, like, why is it like anybody else would like dump out like what you're done eating and not realize that there was a clear Invisalign sitting in your salad. So, but I know to look for these things. So say everybody, if your children are wearing Invisalign, make sure they have a case or a designated bowl or a place to put it. Like when we're in a restaurant, I never let them put it on the plate. I'll have them wrap it in like a disposable napkin. I'll put it in my purse if we don't have a case with us, because I know if it ends up on the plate, it's going to get picked up and carried away. I have a funny story about my clear aligner. So I don't have Invisalign. I have memory clear aligners. They are different. I'm only wearing my lower right now because if I wear my lower and my upper with the MARPE while speaking on a podcast, I'm super unclear. But I've realized that I can have my lower in and I'm still semi-clear. So we're rolling with it. So anyways, I went to the spa a couple weekends ago with a couple other like business, like owner moms. And I realized, so I showered and I had a robe, and I had put my Invisalign in the robe pocket when I was having a snack. And I took the robe and I put it in the area where you like put the dirty robes. And then like, so I had gotten dressed, and like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh my gosh, I put my Invisalign in the robe. Like, oh my goodness. And so I went and like leaned over and took it out. There were no other robes in there. It was only mine. So I took it out and I put my hands in the pocket, and sure enough, there it was. And I was like, well, I guess if my kids, I feel like are better about this than I am. Although you guys have both lost one. So, and I didn't lose it. I found it. Thank goodness I remembered it. Anyways, one of the things that we have learned is if you lose it, you can always go back to the prior tray, or depending on how far you are into the week, you can go forward to the next tray. So that's just what we've done sometimes. So we really haven't like missed a beat there. And sometimes we end up just like wearing that tray a little bit longer for a couple extra days because it replaced the one that was lost and we were close to replacing it for the next week anyways. But anywho, all right. So since everyone's kind of asking about an update on my appliance, I'm going to give you a super quick update before we wrap this up. So yes, I'm still wearing my MARPE, which stands for mini assisted rapid paddle, mini screw assisted rapid paddle expander. Some people say micro implant, but usually I see mini screw assisted. And basically I have 6 screws that are screwed into the appliance, into my palate. The arms, as I mentioned, that were attached to my teeth have been removed. So it's much more comfortable now. Things don't get stuck as easily. And if they do, they're much easier to get unstuck from the appliance. But that center part is still up there with the 6 screws in place. And so that's helping to stabilize everything as the bone in my palate, like the regrowth happens, the cells grow and everything sets. And so I have to wait for that midline suture to fully fuse before, we'll have those lasting airway and skeletal changes. And then, the MARPE can be taken out. I'm also in, as I mentioned, the memory clear aligners on top and on bottom. So I'm 1 week and a couple days into those. I have worn a lower clear aligner for as long as I've had my MARPE in, but when the arms came off, they redid all of the imaging and I iTero scan and then created an upper aligner. And so now I'm going week to week. And so like I'm on week 2 of my upper and lower aligners that come together in a little set, since we're doing upper and lower now. And so I'm way further in like week wise for as far as like the lower expander goes, but with the aligners, but for all intents and purposes, we'll say week 2 that I've had now upper and lower. And so what happens is when I actually put these in my mouth, it's different than Invisalign. I have to run them under warm water so they soften. And then I put them in my mouth over my teeth and it then like shapes around my teeth, and the clear aligner has this like memory built into it. I don't understand all the science and tech and everything, but they're really cool. They reshape and then it guides. That's what guides the expansion, which is really cool. So anyways, they remember where they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to move your teeth. And so it's slowly closing my gap. I actually don't have the clear aligner on the top right now, but when I have it in, my gap actually looks like much smaller just because of like the plastic. So that's pretty wild. And so I can, it's slowly closing the gap between my 2 front teeth during, and it's also going to help like line up my bite properly, which is the big part. And like we have probably another 1.5 years of this, to be honest with you. But I can already feel a difference. I'm breathing better. I'm sleeping better. It's wild. It's why I don't have any pain in my TMJ. My lower jaw, my mandible is not deviating like it used to when I speak. It also, when I open it wide, only deviates slightly instead of like majorly like it was before. It was much more significant. And so it's really wild to see this kind of a change as an adult, which is really exciting. But so the girls and I are basically going through our airway journeys together, which is super fun and super cool. And so, if you guys were let's wrap this up. Like if we were going to give any tips to anybody, do you have any tips or advice that you would give to another kid who was about to get an expander? Lily.
If you use a water pick to get your food out,
highly recommend.
Level 2 or level 3 is probably best level to put it on because level 1 does barely anything. But some food is loose. But maybe start with level 4, like to get used to it because
it feels a little funny.
Yeah, because level 2 and level 3 are pretty strong.
Okay, Mia?
So
do you want to give us a good tip for like cleaning your Invisalign or remembering to wear it, or some other type of advice for somebody?
Like when you first get it, like eat applesauce and like yogurt and stuff like that.
Soft foods, right? While you're adjusting to it because you're sore and it's hard to chew and everything gets stuck and you're like, get it out. Lily?
I recommend taking an Invisalign case everywhere because it's way easier than putting it in napkins or putting your Invisalign on a plate or a placemat.
Totally. Mia?
Like when you get used to the expander, it will feel like sometimes it might feel like it's not there. Yeah.
Oh, you like forget it's in your mouth?
Yeah.
That's great. I think everyone looks forward to that part. Yes, Lily.
The part in the middle where you turn it, there's like this sharp thing on it. So like don't touch it with your tongue because it will like cut it.
Do you mean like on a metal piece that like turns?
In the middle.
Got it. Interesting. Okay. I love hearing what you guys have to share. This is just a reminder that like with the right support and team, kids can handle these treatments so well. You guys did amazing with them. You're still doing amazing. And it's not just about straight teeth. It's about breathing, sleeping, and growing healthy. So we're going to start to wrap up. So you guys can each share one last thing. Mia, what would you like to share?
Well, I was going to say, if you wore the top Invisalign, would you sound like this? How's it all?
That kind of sounds like Stitch a little bit. Was that your goal, Lily?
All
right. Well, while Lily. Okay.
Okay. It actually doesn't hurt when they're putting the appliance in or taking it out. It just like when they're taking it out, it might feel a little uncomfortable because they're like picking at your teeth with like this.
Well, they have to like it's like secured to your teeth, right? So they have to like break it.
And when they're putting it in, it's really not that bad. They're just like pushing it up into your teeth, which might take a few minutes and might feel tight, but it actually does.
Amazing. Mia, last thing.
So when they're putting it in, it might taste bad because like they use this like glue that tastes weird.
True.
Ew.
Just be aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so would you sound like Hazel?
Anyways, I am so proud of both of you. You both have handled your whole expansion process. I mean, Lily, this is the third time you've been in expansion. Mia, this is the second time you've been in expansion. You've handled your expanders, your Invisalign, all the appointments like champs. You guys are like the best patients. So thank you guys for sharing your experience today with our listeners. I think it's really going to help other families know what to expect. I think it helps when other kids can also hear what you guys have to share. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning into this special family update. If you're curious about Airway Health expanders, clear aligners for kids, we hope this gives you a little peek behind the scenes, of what the process looks like in real life. As always, if you guys have questions, whether you have questions or your kids have questions, you can always DM me at Hallie Bulkin on Instagram. I'm happy to answer the questions in DM or on stories or even do a podcast episode. So don't be shy. Reach out. Let me know what questions you have about this, especially if you're considering it for yourself or your child and you're just like, I have so many questions. I don't know where to go. You're not the only one. And I'm always happy to share more if there's other things you want to know. So that's all we've got. This was Hallie and Mia signing off. Bye, guys. Quick disclaimer, all information, content, and material of this podcast are the opinions of the speakers and is for the informational purpose only and not intended to serve as a substitute for the consultation, diagnosis, and or medical treatment of a qualified healthcare provider. Thanks for listening to this podcast. If you found value in this episode and want to hear more of these MyoTots airway and feeding related episodes, be sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share this episode on your social media platforms. You can access free resources and all I offer at HallieBulkin.com or pop over to @HallieBulkin on Instagram to get all the latest updates.